Well, I just did an entire podcast and none of it was saved. It probably has something to do with the fact that I changed a little bit of the setting, just so we could keep people like Zero Tech or Aero Tech 94 or whatever the hell that person's name was out. But whatever, I don't care. Join Mr. Tech. Anyways, now I have to rethink everything that I went through just a little while ago. And I was not very enthusiastic prior to the podcast. And now having to redo the podcast all over again, I can tell you guys that it is not going to be at all entertaining. I would find something else better to do. The previous one was just under 15 minutes. This one might only be 5. Anyways, before I bury the lead anymore, happy 4th of July, everyone. The whole title of the podcast was in reference to, I believe you guys are all aware, but in reference to the fourth out rule. And how odd was it that it happened the week before the 4th of July? A little play on words. Anyways, what I was getting at was how crazy was that play. Josh Bell catches the second out of the inning. A runner was on second, another runner was on third. The third baseman or third base runner advanced to home plate. When Josh Bell threw the ball over to third base, a tag was applied and the bag of third base was stepped on by the third baseman. Therefore, there was technically 4 outs that were made. And the runner that was on third advancing to home plate was given the score because the Washington Nationals left the field without making, I guess, a request or an appeal of which out the umpire was calling for out number 3 at third base due to the fact that there was technically 2 outs that were made. And because there was no appeal or no reference to which out they were making applicable, which anyone would have chosen, that the out at home plate or the runner that left third base would have been the one because they ended up losing that game to the Pittsburgh Pirates by 1 point. And I thought it was also interesting that the Pittsburgh Pirates have won 2 games now by a score of 1, and both of the points, or both of the runs rather, were kind of just a fluke. Like they scored the 1 run in the 1-0 game that was a no hitter. That's it. They were no hit, but they still won the game by 1 run because what was it? Like a few guys walked and what, a stolen base or something occurred, and then a pass ball, and that runner at third advanced home or something like that. I don't remember the whole game, but anyways, they've won both games, 2 games on their record by a score of 1, and both of them were, by some crazy, won by a technicality, a rule. But anyways, that was it. I hope I did the rule breakdown justice. I believe I did. I don't know. Chris, did you even jump on here? No, you might have. I don't know. So we're 5 minutes in, and I'm already 5 minutes less excited about recapping week 12. This was a blowout week. Uh, there was some score. Dude, I had to redo this entire thing, man.
The whole thing?
Yeah, I mean it was only 15 minutes, but I
You
didn't.
sounded
It
so
didn't.
forlorn the first time you did it.
What?
You sounded so sad.
I am sad. I lost. I would have rather, tied the bitch, but no. I would have rather walked away with at least like 3 points, but no. I'm sitting here with the biggest beatdown of the season. I am super excited that I was able to keep my ERA under 3, I think. I don't even remember the score. I think it was like 291 is what I had in the ERA department. But whatever. I got my ass handed to me. Um 10-2, Josh. I even did in my first one, I did the best that I could to just totally ignore the score. But what the fuck ever, man. Again, this is not uh my first run. So now that I'm on run 2, it's a lot less energetic. But this was a beat down week, and it definitely set a primer for some other teams to advance and some other teams to distance themselves. Mainly Rally Monkeys, 9-2. It looked like that was going to be the blowout matchup between Jason, but Jason ended up getting 2 points as well. Trippin' Billy's beat the comeback kid. I also mentioned this in the podcast. Jordan, I vouched for you, sir. You're an elite fantasy baseball player. I need to see some more enthusiasm and effort on your part. Number one, don't you ever bench Paul Goldschmidt again. And number two, do something with your roster. Make some trades. Pick up some people. I don't fucking know. But when you are playing Manuel Margot's on the 60-day DL, I have to question your commitment. Do I need to go and find a homeless person to replace your funky ass? Don't make me do it, sir. If you're a baseball fan, I expect you to display that to the highest. Okay? This is for real. It's not for money. And I, you know, just if you're going to be the comeback kid, come on, kid. Let's go.
Let's come back.
Mandalorians, the Boba Fettless Mandalorians beat that swinging low ass. Eric, how many have you lost? That's what I want to know. How many have you lost in a row? And how many are you just going to lose and yet still rise up in the rankings? Big Bad Vlad beat Rayford's peached ass, and now she's 7th. And I also mentioned that, Nick, your team, in my opinion, is probably primed the most in terms of your starting batters. I believe that your bench may not be the strongest bench, but looking at your roster of batters and pitchers from top to bottom, I do believe you have the most ability to take this and send the Franklin north, which I just, we're all going to have to chip in a couple bucks to send that thing to St. Louis if that's going to be what happens. But with Vladimir, Jose, Austin, dude, I could not imagine if this was a Major League Baseball team, how awesome this roster would be. Vladdy, Jose, Austin, Bo Bichette, the rookie Julio Rodriguez, Ronald Acuna Jr., even though he's really been silent as the grave, Kyle Tucker, Byron Buxton. You've got power, you've got speed, you've got batting average, you've got it all top to bottom. And again, your bench bats a little bit questionable. You got some rookies, Vinny Pasquantino, Jonathan India can't stay healthy, but O'Neill Cruz is looking okay. Willie Adamas, but then you're pitching. You're welcome for Charlie Morton. You're also welcome for Jose Urquidy. Hopefully he shits the fucking bed. Joe Ryan, Max Fried, Zach Wheeler. Again, you're gonna face some adversity in the pitching department when you have a guy that drafted 19 starting pitchers in the beginning. Speaking of which, the other thing that I mentioned in my previous stream that never was, apparently, shit hurts. Man, what the fuck is wrong? It hurts my ear. Anywho, it's probably the way I'm wearing this goofy ass hat. Actually, it's a nice hat. Anywho, shut your mouth. The other thing that I was mentioning was the fact that the pitching waiver wires can suck a dick. There is nothing out there that is even worth rostering. And I started thinking out loud. And again, I mentioned it, but it's a good thing that I have such a youthful memory and can recall all of what I mentioned before. There is nothing out there. But if we were in a 12-team league, just imagine those teams, those managers out there that are on a 12-team anything in baseball. There is not shit out there, especially when we have to deal with one person that has a plethora of starting pitching. Like it's not distributed very fairly in this league. And imagine if we had 12 rosters, names on the roster, names that would have to be rostered. Here we go. Starting pitchers that would have to be in some form or fashion rostered. Zach Plesac, Zach Greinke, Kyle Freeland, Zach Davies, maybe. No, he's on the bench. Kyle Hendricks. Uh, who else? Who in the last 30 days has wins? Patrick Corbin, Herman Marquez. These guys would have to be on your roster, you would think, because we got 12-team leagues. I mean, you got to get your pitching stats from somewhere, but these guys are pitching like 4 and 5, 6 ERAs. Look at Ian Anderson sitting down there. He would have to be rostered. You would have to just pick and choose which day are you going to have. Like I got one, Cole Irvin. His ass is sitting right there. Granted, he went 7 innings with the Yankees, but do I really want to put him out there against the Toronto Blue Jays? No, thank you. Appreciate it. No, but I can't drop him. Why can't I drop him? Because I don't have the fucking moves to pick up somebody. This whole final stretch, man, getting to the playoffs, it's going to take some patience and strategy, my friends. And then you've got to go with what you got against guys like Walker and that pitching. And he's just going to be teetering on the hope that his bats just just a little bit. And look, he's gonna, I mean, shit, just a little bit. All he's got to do is take one of those batting stats, boop, tip the scale, his favor. That's all he needs to win. Motherfucker. Anyways, matchups of the week for this week. Let's see. Week 13. Is it lucky or unlucky? D's Nuts versus Red Sox Nation. Trippin' Billies versus Big Bad Vlad. Bench Warmers versus Swingin' Low. Mandalorians versus the Comeback Kid. And Rally Monkeys versus Rayford Peaches. I got two matchups of the week to watch here. Trippin' Billies versus Big Bad Vlad. This has playoff written all over it. Right now, Trippin' Billies is smiling at a 7-0 lead, but of course it's only Monday, and of course we've only had a few games. There was 11:05 baseball game this morning. I love morning baseball, but it's like, damn, if you don't wake up in time and set your roster, you're kind of fuck fucked. I forgot the ed. Anyways, Benchwarmers versus Swingin' Low. That's another matchup of the week. Benchwarmers is saying, oh, I got that Dobson Croft family's number, and he's coming after Eric. Eric's been sitting in the loss column last few weeks, and Eric's like, I got to get the fuck out of here because he just got his ass beat by Mandalorians. So this is a good matchup to watch. I love the banter that will be coming our way. Now, having said that, I'm done. I'm not going into anymore. I kept it at 15 minutes or the first time, and I'm going to keep it at 15 minutes. I did actually display a little bit more energy. So I do feel like that I brung it a little bit more. But that's it. That's all I got for you people. Happy 4th of July. Go enjoy some freedom and then go to work tomorrow because that's what I'm going to do in the fucking heat. Shane, you know what I'm talking about. All right, everybody. Have a good week and fuck you, Josh.